It is no coincidence for me that Partygate has happened at the same time as the Russian invasion of Ukraine. So Putin has revealed his way of thinking, his thought paradigm. For him, he sees Ukrainian nationality as an accident of history, and he sees Western powers as an antagonist of Russian pride and dignity. And he looks forward to this point in the future where he can sit back and look at the map, and Russia is just a region, so Ukraine is just a region in Russia, and he can look at the map and say, this is how things should be, and I did it. That's his way of thinking. Now, that's how Putin thinks, and for all our moral sermoning and our retaliations and sanctions and stuff, what is at the core here is how Putin thinks, and we cannot change how Putin thinks. No less than we can change how we all think. We all have what are called thought paradigms. These are ways of seeing the world through the lens of certain identities. And to change someone's thought paradigm, to change how someone thinks, can be likened to a religious conversion, right? It's that fundamental, it's that deep, it'll affect who you are, right? And it takes a process that I call extraction in the book that I've written. See the link below. Uh, I know my thought paradigms, at least I think I do, and I know that I can't just change it, right? It takes extraction. It's a long-term process, and it's very deep. It involves arguing against yourself. It's something very fundamental and deep, but that's what philosophy means to me. It gives me the tools to do this. But anyway, so this is how Putin thinks. The irony of our time is that we're going through the Partygate scandal in Westminster, Downing Street, I should say. And as Boris continues to preach about the evil of Putin, Partygate has actually revealed his own way of thinking, his own thought paradigm. Now, here I'm going to give Boris the benefit of the doubt, right? I do believe that he is, well, far more benign than Putin. I don't think Boris is an evil man doing evil things. No, they're not in the same universe as Putin. So I'll say that he's benign, at least maybe even benevolent, that he intends to do good. But what Partygate has revealed is that he simply sees himself one way and sees the rest of us in another way. To him, we are not the same kinds of people. We need to be managed, we need to be governed, we need to be rescued. We are the object of good or bad government policy, we are the benefactors of public infrastructure and services. We are the hoi polloi. He, on the other hand, is a person who delivers all these good things. For him, they are Brexit, they are the vaccine rollout, and all that sort of stuff. But we just don't belong in the same spheres, right? So he's accused of only apologizing because he was caught. I believe, in my opinion, he did not actually know what he was doing wrong because the rules did not apply to him, right? He is accused of not meaning his apology. He can't mean this apology. His apology is only as good as the efficacy, the political efficacy it gives. He needs to come to us for a vote. In an election before in another couple of years. He needs to have a certain kind of public posture. That's what the apologies serve for him. But if this is how he sees us, he can't mean it, right? And it's not something he can just change. I therefore have a message for Boris, and this is how it goes. I thank you, Boris, for guiding us relatively competently through the pandemic, particularly the rollout of the vaccine. You are right to be proud about these things. And as far as parties go, I do not expect you to change how you see us any less than I expect you to change how Putin thinks. Right? Why this is sad for you, or why I feel sad for you, is that it means that you have missed out something fundamentally beautiful and spiritually fulfilling for yourself. Namely, you have missed being a part of us. Now, this is something that even your great hero, Winston Churchill, understood and enjoyed. When he failed at the Dardanelles and he was at the top of the military structure in this country in World War I, Within weeks after that failure, he was in the trenches in France. He was carrying out orders from the generals and politicians whom he previously was ordering. He was dodging bullets and bombs, sleeping in the freezing mud and amongst dead bodies. He shared in the same spirit, and he carried that on to his premiership when he became prime minister. 20 years later, he was living in bunkers and living off not very tasty soup as he prosecuted the greatest war in history. Now, Boris, Churchill was far more of an aristocrat than you ever will be. But he understood the importance of being one with us in sharing in our suffering, being part of it. He actively sought it. He didn't have to. So, Boris, I don't think you're an evil person, nowhere near. Um, I think that it is a small thing. I've received fixed penalty notices for parking or whatever, right? So I'm not judging you as a moral human being. I just feel sorry for you that you could go on a podium and dictate all these laws about lockdown and walk into a room and see people gather like this because you have to appreciate and appreciate your colleagues and build up morale, etc. If you can't see that these things did not apply to you, it just means that you've never seen us as one of you and you as one of us. And that is a sad thing, Boris. It means that from now on, when I see your face on the news, I listen to your speeches, something about me says, okay, this guy is competent at carrying out policy. He's a competent leader. But I never want to be identified with someone like him. Something about me becomes a little bit sick when I see your face or hear your voice. And it is mostly your loss, Boris. Whether it was a whether it was an actual offense by law or something, there's something in the spirit of what you've done that has just missed being a part of us. And I think that is, well, that's all I have to say for now.